coming live from Sandy Creek Park in Athens, Georgia, and we have with us the Imperial Grand Potentate himself, Dr. Malachi Z York, the man that has made it possible for the Nuwaubian nation to be established throughout the world. He has touched many hearts and has opened many minds to the truth. So without further ado, here's Dr. Malachi Z York. Just a few questions.
Sure.
And first of all, to say thank you for making it possible for me to be here and to know as much as I do know at this time.
Just doing my job.
All right. I want to say congratulations on your new title as Imperial Grand Potentate. Can you tell me what it means to us as Nuwaubian people?
I wouldn't say it means anything as to Nuwaubian people per se, but in the Masonic world, after you finish traveling, if you can make the decision that you want to go over into the shrine and cross that desert, then you do that. If you want to stay there and climb higher and higher, then you'll take on different titles, you know, depending on what you do for the shrine. And the people, I'm more concerned with the Afro Masonic lodges and the Afro shrine, because there is a split in Freemasonry between the whites and the blacks. And they have the whites have blacks pledging to them, when in actuality the first Freemason was Nimrod, son of Cush, the Ethiopian, and they should be getting their charters from us. So I'm barely here to set the record straight. And I think it's time for Freemasons, I think it's time for us to come forward, because we're getting a bad name because of things that Caucasian Masons are doing, like Albert Pike and Albert Mackey and them, with their books Moral Dogma, where they give praise to Lucifer. And now Freemasons worldwide are being thought of as satanic and all that. And I think it's time for us to step up and let people know what we're allowed to let them know about our fraternity, right? But to set the record straight. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, fine. Thank you. How do you think the rest of the world views us with your new title as well?
Well, I think that, first of all, it smashes the cult concept. As Freemasons and Shriners, we were trying not to make that public. But because we kept getting slapped in the face with cult this, cult that, then we had to say, as you can see, it says Nuwaubian Grand Lodge. It's not just a chapter, it's a Grand Lodge, right? And our temples are going to spread across the country. And so it's now, in other words, time for us to come forward and let people know that the slander that they keep saying that the cult is a cult, that unless all Freemasons worldwide are a cult, then we're not a cult. You follow the simple?
Can you tell me what's the difference between a Grand Lodge and a chapter?
Yeah, a Grand Lodge is more like saying a Mother or Father Lodge. And beneath it, you can have different chapters or different, they have numbers, literally. You know what I'm saying? And these numbers will designate a certain, have a name over, like the Amos Lodge in Macon, Georgia, or the Enoch Lodge in New York, or the King Solomon Lodge, etc. But they'll have a Grand Lodge above that, which issues charters to subsidiaries.
Black people seem a bit concerned about the election of President Bush. And how do you think this will affect black people in general?
Frankly speaking, I think President Bush is a good president. I'm not saying that I didn't like Clinton. I like Clinton because he was a black president, you know, not the first, but one of the first black presidents. But I like the way Bush deals. I've always been a Republican, and that's difficult when I socialize with most Democrats. You follow? And so I think what President Bush is doing, the way he's handling himself, and the way he's even dealing with foreign affairs. I don't know about the economics yet, because it's taking a little time for us to get, you know, adjusted to the seats. But I think he's a good president. I think he's going to prove himself to be a good president.
So we don't really have much to worry about?
No, we don't have nothing to worry about regardless of who's in office, because, you know, a bird with a right wing or left wing is still on the same bird. So we ain't gonna, until we are in, we're not in. If all the racism is going on, you see what's going on in Cincinnati?
Absolutely.
It's going to continue.
That was my next question, actually. What's happening in Cincinnati? Do you think the racist behavior of the people in Putnam County, Howard Sills, and all his cahoots, do you think that kind of thing could erupt in Eatonton? Yeah, I do think it can erupt in Eatonton. I think Howard Sills would like that.
The group tries to claim it has a secret membership among white officers. Such infiltration was once common in many police forces around the country.
A lot of my members are wearing badges today, and I know they have an itchy trigger finger. They're praying to God something happens here today because they want to take out a couple of these.
Racism and discrimination leveled at them by the Planning and Zoning Board, the Board of Commissioners, County Attorney Dorothy Adams, and husband Frank Ford, the Eatonton Police Department, and other officials. The Nuwaubians have risen to the challenge and are beating the racists at their own game. by taking the battle from the good old boy kangaroo-style court of the Okomulji Judicial Circuit, where grandma is the judge, father is the attorney, the uncle is the sheriff, his son is the police chief, and cousin Bob is head of planning and zoning, to the higher court system with hopes of getting some justice.